Right, good evening everyone, and welcome back to another round of the Indian Racing League. This is season 2 of the F2 League, where drivers will take on the F2 cars, and this time around we are racing in Monza, which is the Temple of Speed in Italy, and this is round 6 of the 10 rounds of the championship. We started with Bahrain, then Spain, Hungary, Russia, France, and last weekend we raced in the Silverstone circuit in the UK before coming to Monza this weekend. So, hoping for a good race. As always, it will be a one shot qualifying before we do the 15 lap feature race and the 11 laps sprint race. The tires available for this weekend are softs and the medium tires, so we should be seeing, like other weekends, some split strategies to mix up the grid. So while we are waiting for the drivers to ready up, let me quickly share the link with people on Discord so they can tune in. And if you're watching right now, let me know if I'm audible to you and you're able to hear me loud and clear. Yeah, so 11 drivers with us this weekend. Not a lot of drivers, or not everyone who has signed up so far, but should be an interesting race nonetheless. And we should be hoping to see plenty of action on the track as well, with close battles all around. So we will go on board with one of the drivers. Let's see if this time around we can follow VFix, who is slowly but surely emerging as one of the title contenders. Doesn't have a lot of time, or not a lot of races before he can catch Noah, who is sitting at the top with 215 points. Noah has some family emergencies, which is why he's not racing this weekend, and the drivers behind him would be hoping to capitalize on his absence. So going through the rest of the championship table, we have Arjun Shah with 187 points in P2, Harshal HVP in... Oh, Noah is racing this weekend, so that's absolutely is something which I missed. But here's VFix. Let's follow VFix on this lap as he is on the start finish straight now. We will go through the championship standings in a while after this lap. But here's VFX now approaching turn 1. Where he just brakes just before the 100-meter board. The braking distance is also quite different than in F1 cars, and that was rather nicely done through the first chicane and avoid that curve, which probably is a good idea in these cars, because you really are not used to the traction which they get, especially if they are riding those curves through Curva de Grande into the second chicane. Again braking nice and early, it keeps it in 4th gear, and now we'll be approaching the two Lesmos, which you can gain a lot of time or lose a lot of time depending on where you put the car or how much curve you drive. It goes down to the 4th gear slightly, just ever so slightly misses the apex. You want to hit that curb or ride that curb on the inside while taking that right hander, but nonetheless a decent lap right now, and you can see top left he is in P2, so this is turning out to be a really good lap. Now through Ascari, very challenging corner, did not again take a lot of inside curb there, but that was nicely done through the middle part and the exit of the corner. He has just one more braking point to go, which is the Parabolica, and let's see how he navigates that one before he crosses the finish line into 4th gear, and then putting on the power for the 5th gear. As you can see right now, he is due to start on the front row, and that is a 29.8 for VFX, with Nova taking pole with a 29.0. So that is a huge gap between P1 and P2, more than 8 tenths between the guys on the front row. But that's the confirmation. Nova with the pole again, with VFX in P2 the 29.8. Arjun Shah and Sid Venkatesh are on the second row of the grid. Nishan in P5 was reserving tonight. Rohit Goel, I think, is making his debut probably in the F2. I'm not 100% sure. Is in P6. P7 is Quick Killer. Teeves, Cal, Caesar, and Oxidized Rage could not put a lap time in. That probably there was some issue with the lap, or they probably invalidated the lap time, as Redstone Up in P11 has also not put a lap time in, and he seems to be having some difficulties. in terms of his net connection, so let's hope those are sorted. But again, just a quick request to the people who are watching, let me know if I'm audible and you can hear me, and if is the game sound okay. So we wait now before the drivers now will be preparing for the formation lap. And in terms of weather, it looks sunny, so I don't think there are any chances of rain here, at least in the feature race, which is a 15 lap race. And the tires available are softs and the medium tires. The soft tires should go to about 4 or 5 laps, and the mediums should go rest of the way. And let's see if people have taken note of what happened in the past 2 weekends, where there was an early safety car which really helped out the people who started on the soft tires, who then could pit on hards and go to the end of the race. Pitting under the safety car obviously helped them a lot as compared to others who could not pit because of the alternate strategy. Yeah, so we are on the formation lap right now, and in terms of tires, again you see a lot of split strategy here, with the top 3 opting for those soft tires, but Sid, Venkatesh, Nishan and Rohit on those mediums, with Quick Killer and Teves on softs, with Caesar on mediums. So Caesar was one of the drivers who did start on the harder tires in France and paid a heavy price because of that. He corrected that strategy in Silverstone and Britain, but this time he is banking that there might not be any early safety cars. But we know this is Italy, this is Monza, and turn 1 carnage could very well happen here, as it has happened in a lot of times. And Oxidized Rage and Redstone Dub on soft tires as well. So it's a pretty good mix here. 7 people are on the soft tires and 4 people on the medium, so that should be that should provide a lot of battling, and especially towards the end of the race, if the field is bunched up, we should be seeing those tire advantages or disadvantages coming into play when the tires go off and the drivers are trying to hold on to their positions or probably take positions up front. Yeah, so just going back to the championship table, as we said, Nova is leading. Arjun Shah is sitting healthy in P2. He has a gap of almost 40 points to Herschel in P3, who's not racing today. VFX is close behind in P4, so VFX would be hoping to at least get that P3 tonight in the championship standings. Sid Venkatesh, who did get his first podium after the stewards report in Silverstone feature race, so he is P5. Serial Killer in P6 and Caesar in P7 with 121 points. So the gap from P7 to P1 is almost 90 points, so a lot of ground for Caesar to cover, especially in the last 3 races. And since Noah is racing today, it is quite likely that he is going to be one of the very strong championship contenders. But still 4 races to go, including this one, so nothing is done and dusted yet, as we have the first prediction already from Caesar that he is going to DNF this race. So let's see how he gets around from the back of the grid. He's P9 right now, and if you did tune in yesterday to our F1 race, he started P19 in Spain and finished on the top step of the podium. So while he says that he will DNF, don't take his words for it until you actually see his car without a tire. Nevertheless, here we go. As we approach the 5 red lights, it's 4 lights, 5 lights on the grid. Lights out and away we go. It's a good start from VFX as compared to Nova here. VFX has the inside line, but Nova covers him off. Behind, Caesar has picked up a position. Nishan has lost a lot of positions from that P5, and Sid Venkatesh is behind following him, as Arjun Shah has probably lost a position. Yes, he has. So Arjun has lost a position to the fast starting Sid on those medium tires, and up front VFX is behind Nova, and behind is Oxidized Rage, who is probably battling Caesar here. So let's see if Caesar can make a move going into that corner. Caesar is going for a move right now, but he stays behind for now, and Sid Venkatesh has lost a position. So Arjun Shah has regained that position now, and Caesar now finally, is he through Oxidized Rage? Yes, now he has, after squabbling for a couple of corners. So He is into P7 and will be quickly following Quick Killer now. Up ahead, VFix and Nova. What's going on here? They approach Ascari. They have a healthy lead as compared to the drivers behind them. And behind it is Redstone, who has gotten past Teves. And Teves is round. And Nishan has overtaken him as well. But Quick Killer is round as well. So that's a lot of positions lost for him. And up front, it is now Caesar who's making a move on Rohit Goel. So that's him into P5, and he will be hoping that he is soon catching up to Sid Venkatesh, who is also on the medium tires. So great start from Caesar, getting 4 positions there, and behind it is Redstone in the pits? No, he's not. But seemed like there was an overtake there from Nishan on Redstone, but I don't know, maybe I missed that. And behind it is okay, there's some little bit of a glitch here, it seems like, but nevertheless let's follow the battle at the top here, as VFix is on the back of Noah, but Noah seems to have him covered for now, and we will see actual battling probably once we are able to see these guys using their DRS to get close to the car up front. But that's the order right now, with Nova, VFix, Arjun and Sid Venkatesh holding their positions from the start. Caesar picking up a lot of places, 4 positions for him, and behind it is Redstone, who is now on the back of Rohit Goel, and that's a very late move. It seemed like he almost ran into the back of him before he could swerve to the right and take that position, but nevertheless Redstone is through as well. And up front it seems like Oxidized and Caesar, who's on AI. That was a little, as Caesar and Oxidized Rage banked tires, but Caesar was on AI and Caesar was in front of Oxidized, so I'm not really sure what happened there. But here goes Redstone now, as he goes into the back of, or rather to the side pod of Oxidized Rage. He has lost a bit of wing from where I see it, and it is Oxidized Rage now battling Caesar. Is he going to go for a move right now? I don't think he will, or rather he does try his best, but Caesar keeps it clean and Caesar is through. And this is a battle where Rohit almost lost it. Up front it is VFix and Noah now approaching the second chicane, but Noah keeps his car in front, and that battling has ensured that Arjun Shah can get in front, as behind Oxidize has lost a place to Redstone Dove, and Redstone Dove making good use of those soft tires to overtake cars up front. Let's have a quick look at what positions have drivers gained so far. So position change, that's in front of you. Caesar and Oxidize and Redstone are the only people who have gained positions so far, and Nishan has lost the most amount of positions, but he is probably going to make a move on Rohit. He is behind for now, but he now is in front of Rohit, so that's a good move from Nishan approaching Ascari. He will have DRS going forward, so that should be helping him in his defense against Rohit, but Rohit seems to have taken this place back, as now goes Oxidized Rage on Redstone Dub, and this should be an easy move, as here goes Oxidize on the main straight. He pulls to the left and he is through. Let's see if Rohit can actually defend right now. No, he cannot, and or rather Redstone. So Oxidize is through. Redstone Dub gets a 3-second penalty, so that's a shame. He's one of the first people to get a penalty. And up ahead, VFix is still behind Noah, and they are getting away. Even while battling, they are getting away. And Arjun Shah, the last time we checked, was 2.2 seconds behind. He's almost 2.7 behind, so he has lost half a tenth or half a second there, as Oxidized Rage is into the wall, probably coming out of that chicane, and that is a yellow flag. I don't think it will be a safety car because he has got moving, but Oxidized Rage losing a lot of positions there. And this is lap 4, and Oxidized Rage is on a set of soft tires, so he can pit right now and go to the end on those mediums, as Rohit now is challenging Redstone Dub with Nishan following close behind. So let's see if Rohit can make a move, or rather Nishan can make a move on Rohit here. As they're approaching Parabolica, both of them will have DRS because of their gap to Redstone Dub, as VFix is the first one to pit. As these guys go wide, as Nishan now makes a move on Rohit, he might get Redstone Dub as well. So that will be two moves in a space of just one corner, as Nishan is now through and he is up into P5 as he gets a little bit of a touch from Redstone here, and he has again lost positions there. So he made two moves, but because of that contact he is back into P7 where he started this lap on. But nevertheless, VFix is the first one to pit as we saw, and he's on those medium tires. Nova will probably respond at the end of this lap, and this is the closest battle which we have right now, with Redstone Dub, Rohit Goel and Nishan in P5, P6, P7 right now. And up front, Caesar has caught up to Sid Venkatesh, so let's see how he is able to get past him, if at all, before the pit stop phases. But here is Redstone Dub, and doesn't seem to be quite close enough right now to make a move into Ascari. Let's see in the final few corners of this lap if he's able to make a move. He has gained a lot of time going through Ascaris. Nishan goes wide there, and that's the 3-second penalty as he went wide. Here goes Redstone on Rohit, and is Redstone going to make a move? He ducks behind for now. That was a little late decision from him, as Nova and Arjun both are in the pit, and Caesar and Sid Venkatesh are in the lead. As here goes Nishan on Redstone again. Is Nishan going to make it this time around? He tries to hang it around the outside but doesn't really work out. And here is Nova exiting the pits now. We'll have a look at what VFix is, and he is approaching the corner now, but VFix is going to get through, and VFix is past Cal, who is Nova's teammate. And up front, it seems like these three are absolutely inseparable, which is Rohit, Redstone and Nishan. As Redstone now capitalized on a mistake from Rohit, so Redstone will be through this time. But as Rohit hang it down the outside, he tried to, but he is losing that position, and Nishan is through. Nishan is not through right now, but he will be in a matter of time. Riding on board with Nishan here right now, and Rohit Goel has overtaken Redstone again, so these three are swapping positions a lot. Redstone gets a little tail happy coming out of Ascari, and up front it's Caesar who has overtaken Sid Venkatesh for the lead of the race. As here goes Nishan now. He is almost yet to lift off there because of the line which Redstone took on that corner, and since Nishan and Redstone both have time penalties right now, so Redstone is not pitting right now. That is very strange to see. He wants to get involved into this battle, but it might be a little bit late for him now to pit, as there are yellow flags up front. That's probably quick killer pitting. But again, riding on board with Nishan, who is still behind these drivers, and it seems like that they will battle until one of them pits, which should have been Redstone in my opinion on this lap at least, if not the previous one. He has to ensure that he gets some clean air, because right now Nishan and Rohit both have a strategy advantage because of the medium tires right now, and if a safety car doesn't really come out right now, it seems like they will be finishing higher than Redstone Dub. Nevertheless, here is Rohit now approaching Ascari once again, and they once again swap positions. Rohit is in front this time around, and let's see if Nishan is able to capitalize on this battle as Rohit goes absolutely. That was a really weird line through Ascari. Took a lot of curve there, the Redstone, and he has lost his position to Nishan and Rohit both. and this is probably the sign for him to come into the pits, as he is just not able to brake the car because of his tires. And let's see what he does. He has got a puncture here, so this is exactly what we are talking about. He was not able to brake the car because of a puncture, as Caesar and Sid Venkatesh both in the pits. It's a 5-second penalty for Redstone, so it has gone from bad to worse. Sid Venkatesh stays out, and this is Caesar, who is... was it a wing change for him? I'm not sure, but it looked like one. So Nova will... yeah, Nova's not leading the race yet, but he is the de facto race leader with Caesar, with Sid Venkatesh and Rohit yet to pit. But it seemed like a wing change for Caesar. I'm not 100% sure, as Nishan has overtaken Caesar as well. So it was a definite wing change for Caesar. And up ahead, it is Quick Killer who has overtaken Redstone up in the pits, and Redstone loses a position to Oxidize Rage as well. So Redstone, not a great race for him so far. He did a lot of battling, so that was good to see, but probably left it until too late for pitting, and was probably hoping to pit a lap earlier, because that puncture would have lost a lot of time there. Nevertheless, still half of the race to go, and up front Sid Venkatesh would be hoping to come into the pits. Yeah, there he is coming into the pits now, and I think Rohit will follow suit. Rohit goes on for one more lap, so he will be pitting probably at the end of this lap, as the game would have suggested to pit at the end of lap 10. But Noah now, because of that pit stop, will inherit P2, and he has a comfortable lap to VFix right now, as he puts the fastest lap of the race. He has a comfortable gap to VFix, who is in P2, and let's see where Sid Venkatesh comes out on those tires. He comes out in P5, and he's on those soft tires, so he will be fast. He will be quite fast at the end of the race, or in this last few laps, but the amount of catching up he has to do is about 8 seconds to Arjun Arun Shah. So let's see. He has not gained a position yet because of his alternate strategy, but it could very well be the case if he's able to put in some good lap times. Up front, Rohit is losing a lot of time here on those old medium tires, so I think this is the lap where he will be pitting in as well. As further behind for the battle for P6 right now, Caesar is slowly but surely catching up to Nishan. The gap is around 2 seconds right now, and yeah, there it is. The gap has come down as Nova gets a 3-second penalty. So this is what we were talking about, that he has that comfortable lead over VFX that he can probably manage with that penalty, but this is the battle which is going to come around the corner very soon. As Rohit Goel, is he into the pits yet? No, he's not. So he's still going on for one more lap, and for his sake I hope he doesn't have the same fate as Redstone, that he gets a puncture approaching the final few corners of his stint. But here is Caesar now. He is just outside of DRS, so he will not get DRS on this particular lap, but on the next lap he will surely get that. And up front, as we are monitoring Sid Venkatesh's gap to Arjun Arun Shah, the gap is not really increasing. It has stayed more or less the same. In fact, the gap is increasing now to Arjun Arun Shah. So that alternate strategy has not really worked out for Sid Venkatesh, as the next car, which is Nishan, is behind. But Nishan lost a lot of time there coming out of turn 1, so probably not getting a good enough exit there. And here goes Caesar. Is he going to make a move? I don't think he's making a move. Yeah, he sticks behind for now, but I think now approaching Ascari, that is when he will get his best opportunity to get that move done on Nishan. As Rohit now approaching Parabolica, he has lost about 3 seconds there to Nova in the last lap or two, and this is Caesar, who is now on a charge and will be hoping to get past Nishan before they break for the Ascari. Yeah, that's Caesar into P6 right now, and Rohit Goel, as expected, is in the pits and will go on a set of soft tires for the final 4 laps of the race. He should come out behind Sid Venkatesh and between Caesar. Let's see where he actually comes out. And this is going to be close. I think it's a possibility that both Caesar and Nishan will jump him there. So staying out, yeah, they will definitely jump him. So staying out that extra lap. Oh, it's so close right now as Rohit exits the pits, and it is Nishan and Caesar both who have overtaken him. So staying out that extra couple of laps has definitely hurt his race, while he does have fresher tires. And he does, as Nishan goes wide there again, so he's having problems at the exit of turn again, and he's lost a position there. That's a free position for Rohit, who has very new tires right now, and let's see if we can put them to good use. But as it stands, it will be, I think it will be Nishan. Yeah, it will be Nishan because of his time penalties, who will start on pole because of the gap to Quick Killer. So Nishan is looking to get that P8 right now, and up front the gap with for Nova with that 3-second penalty is 3.6 seconds, and that's increasing a little. So he has had the measure of VFX so far, so doesn't really need to push unless he sees VFX catching up. And for the final 3 laps of the race, it seems like this order might stand unless someone makes a mistake or there is a left safety car, which I don't think is going to happen over here. Right, let's follow Quick Killer here, who is now on the back of Nishan, and Quick Killer needs to realize here that he has that position. Even if he doesn't overtake Nishan, he has to be smart about it and ensure he doesn't get any time penalties. He has the DRS. Is he going for a move right now? He has a lot of speed, but he hangs back for now. And let's see if this time around Nishan can take that turn 1 well. But Killer is right on the back of him, so Nishan definitely having some issues with that corner or with the exit of that corner. As here goes Quick Killer now, as side by side they go into the second chicane. Is Nishan going to hang it on the inside? He is for now, but Quick Killer is trying, but Nishan gets another 3-second penalty here. So it seems like that all this battling has probably disturbed his concentration a little bit, and now he is quite sure that he will be finishing behind Quick Killer in this battle. But if he's not careful here, I'm not sure what the penalty situation is for Oxidizer. That's a lot of penalties, so it's fine. As I see a yellow flag somewhere, and Nishan is just about giving enough room to Quick Killer there, who goes wide and almost onto the gravel. Nishan will have a better exit into Ascari, and he will be hoping to take that place as the yellow flags have disappeared now. But Quick Killer is through, but he will not have DRS. In fact, it will be Nishan who will have DRS onto the back straight. So what a battle this has been for the last lap or so, and this time around it will be Nishan who will be hoping to make that move on Quick Killer. Despite his penalties, he still wants to finish ahead of laps, ahead on track, and with just couple of laps to go, let's see if Nishan dives down the inside. He stays behind for now. Is there a late lunge coming? No, it's not on this occasion. He hangs back for now, and for the 4th time of asking, he does get a decent exit out of turn 1 and turn 2. Right, further up ahead, Caesar's gap to Sid Venkatesh has decreased by a second or two, but not enough to put Sid Venkatesh in any kind of pressure there. So it seems like Nova, VFX and Arjun will in fact finish on the podium for this feature race. In fact, this was the podium in a different order, although for the sprint race last time around in Britain, but it seems like they will finish on the podium this time as well. So this should be an exciting last few laps, as Quick Killer now goes on the inside, or he wanted to but hangs back, and he is hoping that next time when they cross the start finish straight, he's able to get that move done. So quite a good and lengthy battle between these two as they approach Parabolica now for the second last time in this race. Nishan keeps the position for now, and he's trying everything. Sid Venkatesh gets a 3-second penalty, but I don't think that's going to matter considering the gap he has to Caesar. As here goes Nishan now as a yellow flag. Because in Ascari, I think someone lost the car momentarily, but here goes Sid Quick Killer now, and Quick Killer is still behind of Nishan. So remember, these are fixed setups for everyone. So everyone is running the exact same setup on their cars. So all the difference is the exit they get out of corners and the lines which they take through corners. So Nishan is staying ahead of because of that merit, but his soft tires, which are now 5 laps old and will be 6 laps old when the next time he comes around the final straight, will be screaming, and they will be quite damaged here as Nova puts the fastest lap. So he wants that lap time, he wants that extra point for the fastest lap as well. And let's see if Caesar responds now on the final lap, as Nova has begun the final lap, but Caesar is probably yet to cross the start finish straight. As Oxidize gets a 3-second penalty as well. So quite a few penalties around, and I think the only way where it might make a difference is between Nishan and Oxidize, but Oxidize has 9 seconds of penalties now. Redstone Cup gets a 3-second penalty as well, as Nishan is on the back of Quick Killer. Does he go for a move now? He has the DRS, he is closing in, he has, oh, that's a late move, probably a late move from Quick Killer as well on Nishan, or in terms of a defensive move, but he still has the track position. And Arjun Arunsha gets a 3-second penalty, and that again will not really make any difference in the final standings of the race, as we are now in the final lap, and this battle has gone on for at least 4 to 5 laps now, as Quick Killer gets a mediocre exit as compared to Nishan into that final corner. Nishan is behind for now, but I think the next time is Nova about to cross the finish line? He is. So let's focus on Nova. Perfect race for him, did get pole and wins the race, as VFix is in P2, and Nishan now for the final time, as he's battling Quick Killer, is going to make that move into Ascari. Let's see if these two can keep it clean. They have so far. Nishan goes a little deep into that corner. Quick Killer will have that position, but it's VFix into P2, Arjun Arunsha in P3, Sid Venkatesh, good race for him, keeps his starting grid position in P4. Caesar, good recovery drive from him from P9 to P5. Rohit will finish in P6 after a lot of battling with Quick Killer, and rather a lot of battling with Nishan and Redstone Dub, and Quick Killer will finish ahead of Nishan in P7, and Nishan lost a lot of positions there. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there, but Nishan seems to have lost a lot of positions. He was battling Quick Killer. I expected him to finish P8, but he is going to finish P10 here. So as Arjun says, it has might been the most boring race, but yeah, Monza surprises to a boring race. Nishan does finish P9 now because of penalties, and that's a little weird. We'll have to check what happened to Nishan there on the final lap, because we saw both of them going through Ascari and it seemed all clean. Maybe Nishan lost the car somewhere, but nevertheless, that's the feature race done and dusted, as Caesar does get the driver of the day. He's getting a habit of those of late for his drive from P9 to P5, but it is Nova West who has won the race from VFix and Arjun, who have round off the podium with Sid Venkatesh in P4, Caesar in P5, I believe it was Rohit Goel in P6, with Quick Killer in P7. P8, which will be the pole for sprint race, goes to Oxidized Rage, and Nishan in P9 with Teevscale in P10, and Redstone Dub, after a lot of battling and those penalties, finishes at the bottom of the grid. But it will be an exciting sprint race, since it will pack up bunch up the grid once again, and once again these drivers will go through this circuit, and hopefully they don't find it as boring as they did in the sprint race. Nevertheless, we had a lot of fun, I think. Especially the battles in the midfield were really good, and there were three cars battling at once, which was great to see. So probably when they see the stream back, they will realize it was not as boring as, but I can imagine from their point of view. Nevertheless, so Noah does get pole and the fastest lap, so maximum points for him in this feature race, as he will definitely extend his championship lead because of this. And if the likes of VFX and Arjun and even Caesar have to give him any sort of challenge, they have to ensure that they get better results than Noah for the coming race and of course the coming races of the season. We'll take a short break here and we will be back for the 11 lap sprint race, which should be on the medium tires if it's not raining. It is sunny, so it should be on the medium tires. So we'll take a very quick break and we'll be back. Yeah, so we are back here and weather has not really played a part, and it's bright and sunny here with everyone on those medium tires, so nothing really changing in on that perspective. And with Oxidized Rage on pole with Quick Killer and Rohit behind him, it should be an interesting start to the race because there are some very fast drivers behind this front pack, with Caesar starting in P4, Sid Venkatesh and Arjun Shah, who had a little bit of a battle on the opening lap of the feature race, are on the third row, and on the fourth row it's VFX and Nova West, who started on the front row last time around and had a bit of a battle probably in the first few laps, but then Nova just drove off into the sunset and despite his 3-second penalties finished first in the feature race. So as we know, this is a sprint race, it's an 11 lap sprint race, everyone is on the medium tires and there are no mandatory pit stops here, so these tires are quite capable of going to the end, so no one needs to make a pit stop unless there's a safety car or unless they have wing damage. So this should be a lot of fun and let's hope that we see a lot of battles on the grid. Right, so we're waiting for the drivers to line up. I think they have now on the grid just 11 drivers tonight, but here we go. As 5 lights are on, coming onto the screen. Quick Killer seems to be ghosted for some reason. Lights are still here, lights out, away we go, and Quick Killer has got a great start and Oxidized Rage has bogged down a little bit. He will be losing positions up ahead and Caesar is already into P3. He's hoping to challenge Rohit into P2 for now. He goes wide and behind for now, and there's a car behind him which is Oxidized, who has taken the place back, but up front Noah and VFX are still P7 P8 with Arjun getting one up on Sid once again, and he has jumped Sid Venkatesh, and Quick Killer has now taken the lead of the race, and there's a car which is Sid Venkatesh completely missing his braking zone, and that was a little weird to see. But now it brings Nova into the equation as Sid Venkatesh keeps losing further positions there, but Nova is on the back of VFix and will be hoping to make this one count, as they now are on to the back straight, approaching Ascari now. And let's see if there is any move coming up, as Nova is on the back of Arjun, who is now challenging Caesar going into that corner, but Caesar stays ahead for now. And this is going to be a battle of exits as far as Ascari is concerned. Nova has a better exit than Arjun. He is gaining onto the slipstream, but no DRS here, no overtake available to him, as well as Arjun defends really well going into that corner, and Nova has been forced to take a wider line into that corner. But here we go for the first time through the start finish straight under green flag conditions. Full power for Nova and Arjun. Is either of them going to challenge Caesar? Caesar takes a defensive line, and Nova sensibly goes back, as there's a car which has gone attaching Oxidized. It is Oxidized who has gone completely off track there and has lost positions. And further behind, it's VFix who has lost a lot of positions, not of positions, but a lot of time to Nova in front. I don't think he has, but here's okay. I think there's definite contact there with some driver. Was it Oxidized? I think it was Oxidized with whom there was contact, and I think that I'm not sure who had contact with him, but that was a little surprising to see from one of these guys. But nonetheless, it's now Caesar who is hoping to make a move on Ascari. I'm not sure if he'll make that move stick. No, he's not for now. He hangs back, and this will compromise his line as well as his speed through Ascari, but he has kept it clean so far. As a car goes really wide there, I think that was Nova who went wide there, and VFix has taken that position because of the running wide of Nova. And here goes Caesar now round the outside of Rohit there, and he will take that P2 and will be now hoping to catch Quick Killer for the remaining part of these sprint race, as Rohit still is behind Caesar and is ducking out of the slipstream to make a move, so he will not make it easy at all. There's just 3 wide behind. That's Nova, Arjun and VFix. Let's see who breaks the latest. It's VFix who is being sandwiched here by Nova and Arjun, and VFix has lost positions because of it, as he runs wide into the gravel because of that, and Oxidized behind him will be hoping to make that move stick. But here goes Nova now on Rohit. That's a yellow flag somewhere. That's Steve Scal probably, who has lost some positions, but or rather time, but it's Caesar who has defended well from Rohit because he was coming back at him. And it's Oxidized Rage again losing positions, not sure what happened to him, and he again is on the grass. So not a very clean or a scruffy race from Oxidized so far, but he still is in it. And here we go now, Nova on Rohit Goel. This time DRS is enabled. Let's see if he's able to make the move. Not yet into Ascari. He goes really close to him and has probably cut the corner, so that will be a corner cutting warning for him. It's a yellow flag behind. Is that Redstoned up? It is. So that's Redstoned up. He's losing the car through Ascari and losing a lot of positions. But here is Nova now, and he is on the charge. So this time around, when Nova does go through the final straight now, he will have DRS, so will Rohit because of the gap to Caesar. But both of them, I don't think either of them will be able to challenge Caesar there. But Nova is through now, and he is into P4. Nova is not through, sorry, that was my mistake. Nova is not through yet. He is still battling Rohit. So Rohit using that DRS from Caesar to good use and staying in front for now. And all this is helping Caesar as well as Quick Killer, because the more they battle it out as behind, it is Sid Venkatesh. Is he going to make a move? Not yet. So Sid Venkatesh does stay behind for now, who started P4 I believe. Is still in, he started P5 and he's still on the back of Oxidized Rage, as Noah for the second time in the race is now going to challenge Rohit, who does not have DRS anymore. Is he going for a move? There's a VSC as Sid Venkatesh has retired from a session that's at the exit of the second Lesmo. As you can see his car there, and there's a VSC. That's not a complete safety car, but that is Sid Venkatesh's car. You can see from the onboard of Teve's Cal is lost at the exit of Ascari, no sorry, of the exit of the second Lesmo there, and that has brought a VSC. I don't think the drivers will be pitting, because under VSC it does not really make sense to pit, but that is the first retirement of the race, and we hope it's the only one. As do we see anyone in the pits? No, no one is diving into the pits. That's sensible from all the drivers. And the gap which Caesar has to Quick Killer is now decreased by a lot of seconds there. So probably the way Delta was managed, or the way the place where the VSC actually came in, has helped him out from that perspective. As behind it is VFix. Okay, so Caesar has taken the lead, and Quick Killer has lost positions here. I'm not really sure what happened there, because Quick Killer was definitely leading, but he has lost position there, and he has Nova West on the back of him. So this is good news for Caesar, because now it will be him who is in pole position to win the race, as Nova is challenging Quick Killer here, who is under a lot of pressure after probably a mistake which he made, but we were not able to get that, as Nova now, because of the DRS, there's wheel banking there, and Nova will have the outside line. I'm not sure if he's going to make that move streak here. He is going to make that move streak, and there's definite contact there. Nova stays behind for now, but VFix has joined the party, and look at this train behind. There's a yellow flag somewhere. Again, there's probably teams going a little bit out of sorts at the first Lesmo, and it's VFix who's now going to make for a move there. He's almost pulled it off, but he remains behind for now, as up front it is Nova again, who will be hoping to this time around make a move on Quick Killer, who has DRS on Rohit, so that again helps him out, and he stays in those podium positions. None of the top 6 drivers have any penalties so far, so this race will be decided on track from the looks of it. And here goes Nova practically pushing Quick Killer around the Curva de Grande, and now approaching the corner. There's a bit of wing flying that is from Quick Killer's car, I believe, or someone's car, but definitely not. Is it Nova's car who lost that wing? We'll have a look here. Yeah, that is Nova's end plate, which has flown off into the distance, and this will mean that he will lose a lot of downforce on the left-handers. There are not a lot of left-handed corners here, and Nishan has overtaken Oxidized Rage, as here goes Arjun Arun Shah now through Ascari. He stays behind, and that's Steve's getting a 3-second penalty, as Arjun Arun Shah goes really wide there. He joins back, no harm done yet, but it brings VFix into the play. So this is a battle for P2, mind you, from Rohit down to VFix. It's 5 cars who are battling for the second position in the race. And here goes VFix now, as Caesar puts a fastest lap. He's comfortable in his car right now, leading the race and in clean air. Here goes VFix on. Is that Quick Killer making a moan to it? No, he's not. And here goes VFix now. He's making for a late dive bomb. He's going to warrant. He does. I don't think there's any damage there, but that was a little late from VFix, and he stays in 6th position for now. And the cars up front have not really changed positions, but it's Quick Killer who is challenging Rohit for that second place, but that's a mistake from Rohit. He takes Quick Killer with him, so that's a huge incident there, as these two collide. That was a mistake from Rohit, but the way he came back on the track, or rather the way he actually swerved his car, and that has resulted in him taking Quick Killer with him off the track, and that has made the way for these 3 drivers, with Nova in P2, Arjun Arun Shah in P3, and VFix in P4 right now. That has made the way for these three cars to go through, and with Rohit now on the back of Quick Killer, he will be hoping to get that place back. And here goes VFix now into Parabolica. Is he going to make the move? He's on the inside. There's definite contact there, but they keep it clean, and just if at all there was just wheel banging, and VFX is through, and he will have DRS going into the next lap, so he will be hoping to stay ahead of Arjun. Here goes Rohit now on the start finish straight. He will be making that move on Quick Killer. That should be an easy one, as Quick Killer does try to come back there, but he has to stay behind for now, as a battle for P2 now is going to get really intense. These drivers were complaining about a boring feature race, and what a race they are having so far. For 8 of the 11 laps, we never imagined that this would be the turn of events, as they are so close right now, as Quick Killer and Rohit are side by side coming into the final second chicane there, and it's Quick Killer who's through. Rohit has got a 3-second penalty, so that will not really help his case at all. And now it's VFX exiting the second Lesmo now. Yeah, there he exits the second Lesmo, and up to Ascari. He will have DRS on Nova West, and let's see if he's making the move now. I think it's a little too far to make a move right now, but he will definitely be making a move, or rather trying to go for that P2 on the final on the main straight. The car which went a little wide, was it Rohit who went wide? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it was Quick Killer, because it has allowed Rohit to catch up to him again, and just stay behind for now. As VFix now, as they round the final corner, it is VFix who is going to comfortably take that P2, because Nova has wing damage, and that would have hurt his exit through Ascari. Here goes VFix on the inside, and that is a move which is happening, and it is behind. It is Quick Killer who is in front. I think he was in front at the when the lap started, but this is Rohit who has overtaken him. And something which we completely missed is, I thought that move was done, that's why we moved on to the battle, but VFX is still behind Nova. So Nova did defend quite well, although it seemed like it was a lost cause, but Nova is still in P2, and all the while look at Caesar's gap. It's more than almost 6 seconds. It's just about 6 seconds now, and this should be an easy win for him, even if he gets a couple of time penalties. Up front, it is VFix again, and this time does he wait for Ascari, or does he wait for the first corner? He doesn't. He makes the move there, and Nova will hang behind for now, and will be probably getting DRS when they exit the final corner into Ascari. And behind, Quick Killer and Rohit are in a battle of their own, and it is going to be Nova now who has to do the chasing, as there are just 2 laps to go. Caesar has started his penultimate lap, and so will these people right about now. So here goes Nova now, as Arjun is staying back for now, and is Quick Killer going to make a move? Here goes Nova now down the inside. He wanted to go, but he's not, and is Quick Killer going to make a move? That's a huge contact between him and Rohit, and it seemed like Rohit is fine. He got a 5-second for corner cutting, which will definitely go to the stewards. But that is the end of that battle between Quick Killer and Nova, and Nishan has gone through as well. So that seemed like a late move from Quick Killer to overtake, but nevertheless it has completely ruined Quick Killer's race, and it is possible that he has damage as well. Let's have a look at his car as he goes to Curva Grande now. Does he have damage? Yeah, he does. That's a left end plate damage for him, as here goes Nova now on VFX, and VFX has led the session. That's absolutely heartbreaking for him. There's some internet connection issues for him, and that is just one of the very few drivers who was in contention to challenge Nova for the drivers. Arjun is passed now as well. Let's hope VFX is back as soon as possible, because there is just one more lap to go, but a lot of catching up to do, and up front it is Caesar who has started his final lap. I believe he has got a 3-second penalty, which should not really be an issue. That's a 3-second penalty for him, but he will comfortably win this race nonetheless. And it's Nova in P2 for now, and he will be keeping that P2 as well, because the gap which he has to Arjun is comfortable enough for now, as this is Rohit now who has overtaken VFX, who is still disconnected from the session. That's a real shame for him, and that will mean he will lose a lot of points as compared to Arjun, Nova and Caesar as well. So I think there's a very good possibility Nishan will catch his AI as well before the end of the race. So this is really heartbreaking for VFX here. But now we turn attention to Caesar. We did not really cover him much after he took the race lead. He started P4 today. He started P4 and he has gained those 3 positions which he needed, and that's a very good drive from Caesar. He will just finish one more corner here and take the checkered flag, as Nishan gets a 3-second penalty as well, and he has overtaken VFix there. But it is Caesar who will win as he weaves through the last corner. He will win the sprint race in Monza, with Noah now coming across to take P2. That's a very good drive from Noah despite his wing damage. It will be Arjun Shah who weaves as well to get P3. Rohit, good drive from him, but he has a lot of penalties in P4, but Nishan takes it P4 because of time penalties. VFix takes P4, so despite disconnecting, VFix does take P4. He was running P3, so probably not too bad for him. Let's see if the stewards grant him the points. It is Quick Killer who will finish the line next in P7, with Rohit finishing in P6. Red Swandap is still yet to complete his final corner, will finish P8, with Thieves Gal in P9, and Oxidized Rage, after that incident which saw him lose a lot of positions, will finish last of the finishers, with Sid Venkatesh retiring. I think that was at the exit of the second Lesmos. So all in all, a pretty exciting race. I hope people enjoyed that one. Caesar, you are watching, so I hope this was not boring for you, as you are giving yourself get in there in the chat. But I think that was pretty entertaining, and congratulations to Caesar, to VFX, to Nova, to Arjun, and yeah, that's pretty much all the people who got podium today. So good drive from everyone, as Nova West wins the driver of the day, starting P8, finishing P2. So that's a good race for him in the sprint race. We'll quickly have a look at the race classifications, and unfortunately we do not have time for podium interviews this time around, so we will just talk to the drivers offline. Right, so there's the Caesar dance. I'm not sure if you're interested in seeing that, but we'll move past that, and we will have one final time the race classification on the stream. So Caesar wins the race, Nova with the fastest step again, so again gets a bonus points for that. In P2, Arjun in the podium. In P3, VFix, because of the disconnection, loses a position and finishes P4. Nishan, good drive from him in P5. Rohit Goyal in P6. Because of those time penalties, he might get a position back, because one of them could have been avoided. Quick Killer in P7. Let's run up in P8. Thieves Gal finishing P9. Oxidized Race was the last of the finishers in P10, and Sid Venkatesh was the only non-finisher of the race he crashed in one of the opening laps of the race. Right, so that's it for this weekend in terms of F2, and we will not be doing podium interviews this time around. So I hope you liked that one. This is You Can Beat Me signing off, and do ensure to check in next weekend, where on Fridays we will have the Division 2 race around Hungary in F1 cars. On Saturdays, Division 1 race in F1 cars around Hungary as well. So these races will be 9:45 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and the next F2 race we will have is on Sunday, as usual at 10 p.m. will be in Spa in Belgium. So do tune in for those as well. Do leave a like if you liked this coverage of the round of Indian Racing League F2 season. 3 more rounds to go, and it seems like Noah has got a strong hold on the championship, but we never know. So that's it from the Comsbox this weekend. Hope you had a good time, and do ensure that you are staying safe. Do not venture out until you absolutely need to, and take care of yourselves and the family. That's it. Good night and goodbye.